It'll zap me. It's one of those collars that zaps me if I go to time.
So we're going to see electrocution.
Yeah, so this ought to be interesting. Okay. I tried to turn on my clock and I turned on my camera. So let me just turn on my clock so I can keep on time. Oh, it's still lapping from the last lecture I did earlier today. It's 4 hours, I'll be over. But that's me.
Sorry.
So I just hit this little thing. Oh, sorry, not very technical. And I had Wikipedia. Scary, huh? Hi, I'm Susan Gerbic. Thank you for coming out today. I'll be talking about skepticism using this is more practical how to do things, and he said push a button, so I'll just push buttons until it does something. Right button, he said. Button.
Oh, you have to be able to see the laptop. Sorry. Like a TV.
Okay. So I have a team of people who edit Wikipedia for skeptical content. Guerrilla skepticism in Wikipedia, which is guerrilla skepticism is a term coined by Mark Edward to talk about our project of how we try to really focus on topics that are skeptically related. One of the things I'm going to talk to you about today is not necessarily some of the things I've done with, let's say, Bill Maher, Jimmy McCarthy, Sybil Brown, but talking about our skeptical spokespeople, because we need to have the backs of our skeptical spokespeople. Does that sound really odd? It sounds odd to me.
You have feedback.
You guys hear me? What's wrong? It's not my voice, I promise. You got it? Okay. So, one of the people we started with is Jerry Andrus, and I got to pick Jerry Andrus because it's my project, and I said that's what I want to do. So, I started with Jerry Andrus, who many people from TAM years past know this is a dear friend of Ray Hynens here and James Randi, and if you don't know who Jerry Andrus is, shame on you, you should know who he is. And if you go to his Wikipedia page, you'll see that I wrote this page, rewrote it, it was already started. And I decided that we needed to start somewhere, and we're going to start with Jerry. So I'm not going to let you sit here and read all these slides because that's just not the way we're going to do things today. So we're going to just go through these kind of quickly. But what I have done is I've tasked my language teams, and I have 17 languages. We are writing the Wikipedia pages in all languages because it is not all of us that we need to educate here today. We need to educate people outside of our choir and outside of our boundaries, and the world needs to know who we are. I thought Jerry Andrus would be the perfect person to start with, not only because he's a quintessential skeptic and an all-around kind of neat guy, but he invented all his own optical illusions. And he, optical illusions are a great way to spread the love of magics. The idea, it didn't need to be translated in any language either, because an optical illusion is an optical illusion in any language, right? So I have these a little out of order, but I'm going to show you very quickly that we have already translated. Oh, this is showing you the photos that I have had uploaded by the estate of Jerry Andrus. And you'll see that I was able to use some notable people in the pages. And this right here is a picture with David Copperfield and Penn and Teller, who visited Jerry Andrus's home, which is called the Castle of Chaos. Which the Castle of Chaos was is now an Oregon National Landmark. It's now a landmark because somebody cared and they put it on the landmark. So we have preserved his home as well as his optical illusions. But I have this on this page, and it's very important that we get citations in here. And you can see we have quite a few citations, and I'll talk about those in a moment. But we have translated his Wikipedia page into many languages, and Portuguese, Spanish, and not necessarily what I'm clicking on is the page. So we've also translated to French and Dutch and Russian and Swedish, I believe, if that's not right. And what do you think, guys? Arabic, isn't it great? So we've got this page translated into many different languages, and from these pages, once they're translated, then we can move on from there and start and work on other pages that will branch off of these. So that you know how you go to Wikipedia and you go from link to link to link to link. we wanted them to have something to do. So if they start with the Jerry Andrews page, they'll be able to go into the Cyclop page, or they'll go to James Randi page, or Ray Hyman page, blah, 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 and get all of our history down as we go. So, really quickly, as Daniel was saying, we do not have, when we were creating our modern skepticism, we didn't have anybody out there going, hey, good idea, maybe we should keep track of this, maybe we should take notes, maybe somebody should film this or something. No! They didn't know what they were doing back in the day, that this was going to be a phenomenon, that we're going to be meeting in Las Vegas in July. They had no concept of this. So what we have to go back and try to retrace this history and try to recapture it. And I have several ways I've done this, because I don't like it when people tell me I can't do things, so I'm just going to find a way of doing it. One of the things we've done is I take a lot of video, and I have friends that take a lot of video, and we like to get the citations in a way where, here's a video we did of the Jerry Andrews table that was here a few years ago, and we've captioned, my language teams have captioned that video in many languages, so that as a citation, if you're reading a Dutch page, or a Swedish page, or a Russian page, or whatever, hopefully my team has gotten through and has translated the video so that citation is much more valid to the person who's reading it. Forgot I gotta translate. Okay, here's Ray Hyman really quick. I just want to talk about that. I have rewritten Ray Hyman's page, and right now it is already translated into Portuguese, and it will be shortly translated in many more. The goal is to translate everything, so I'm always looking for people to help us out here. Here's another, this is what I was going to say. We can't find our history because in a lot of cases it does not exist. So what I've done is I have asked other people, and this is what I do, is to create the videos. These are not fancy. There's nothing smacky, wonderful about any of these things. This is a video I created just almost on a whim. I sat Ray Hyman and Jim Underdown down, and I said, I had this problem finding a citation that I needed on Ray Hyman's page, or Jerry Andrews' page, or the Skeptic Toolbox page, or the whatever page. I know there's a story out there, but there's no citation for it. So if you sit them down and you interview them, guess what? You have a citation. Nobody's told me I can't do this, so I'm continuing to do it. And so far, nobody's questioned it, because you just do it with confidence. That's the way it is. Then you caption it in other languages, and the next thing you know, you've got citations all over the yin-yang. So what I've done is I've done many interviews with Ray Hyman, and not only about Ray Hyman, but Ray Hyman's memories of other people he's known. So we need to make sure we're getting our history down so that we have it for later time. Let's capture this. This is a photo that was uploaded, I believe, by Robert, right? Robert has been very generous to take some of the old photos that he has just had on wherever he had, and said, oh, somebody wants use of these photos. And I'm like, yeah. So he uploaded them for us, and we're able to do, this is Ray Hyman here, isn't it cute? And some of the different photos. And you'll find these scattered on some of the pages that I've done work on, and my team has worked on. This is Barry Beierstein, a hero of mine and a hero of many others. And I know Daniel was heavily influenced by Barry Beierstein and a couple other people that I ran into. Oh, William B. Davis, the smoking cancer man on X-Files. I rewrote his Wikipedia page because he quoted, I had him on Google Alert. I had Barry Beierstein on Google Alert. William B. Davis had mentioned that he was a big inspiration for him, so I got in touch with William B. Davis and rewrote his page. But Barry Beierstein is another person that we've worked on, and then here's James Alcott, and look at some of the photos we've got up there, nice. And this is a photo that DJ Gerbic took, and uploaded for me as well. And you know, we don't know when a photo is going to be history or what is going to be important, so we really need to take lots of photos, which I do, and let's get them in places where people can see them and get them so that they can be used and so that they're usable. This is a very important picture in skepticism. I mean, look at that. That's amazing. It's Ray Hyman, Paul Kurtz, James Randi, and Kendrick Frazier right there in the very end, this big smile. So this is the Skeptic's Toolbox, just linking into what, this is my last slide, so you guys almost done. This is what Tim Farley was saying about conferences. Yes, our conferences are extremely important, as well as our history. And this is the Skeptic's Toolbox page was extremely difficult to write, and I did this last summer, because guess what? We don't have any history for this. So Wikipedia relies on citations. So I had to go out of my way I did all the things that Daniel was saying. We went into old magazines, Skeptical Empire magazines, and I was looking at the ads, and it's just incredible all the things we had to do to come up with enough citations to create the Wikipedia page for the Skeptic's Toolbox. But there's a couple newspaper articles out there, not very many, and I went through and I interviewed everybody I possibly could. James Alcott, and Ray Hyman, of course, and Lauren Pancras, and Harriet Hall, and everybody I could think of that had been tied to the Skeptic Toolbox, created citations by doing interviews with them and then going back and and then publishing the YouTube video and then turning around and citing it again. So this is how I was able to create the Skeptic's Toolbox page. This was really a love of mine because this was my first introduction to skepticism as a Skeptic's Toolbox, which will be in Eugene, Oregon this August. And hint, hint. So we are always recruiting for Guerrilla Skepticism on Wikipedia. I have need for all of you and probably 1,000 more of your friends to help me out in all languages. And if you're interested, you can contact me by any means possible, except telepathy, of course. I did give you my business card, so as you came in. I'm Susan Gerbic. Thank you very much.